Hello, my name is Mark Wilson. I'm the HC Director at EnQuest, and today I want to take a couple of minutes just talk about the life-saving rule, bypassing safety controls. As the name suggests, the life-saving rule is in place because they've been identified that they can prevent consequences happening for certain activities, i.e. minimising fatalities and life-changing injuries. You'll be well aware that safety controls are in place across our assets in the North Sea, and these are designed to work to reduce consequences for such things as a hydrocarbon release, for instance. The safety controls are heavily reliant on, to put it quite simply, being switched on, i.e. being fully functioning. At times though, it's recognised that there is a requirement to bypass, inhibit the safety control, and we should only do this under the correct controlled manner, i.e. risk assessed and suitable and sufficient controls put in place. The bypassing of safety controls life-saving rule has, like all the life-saving rules, a set of minimum requirements. And it's these minimum requirements that we must complete, not just for ourselves to make sure we do the task safely, but also for those that live and work on the assets. The minimum requirements of the bypassing of safety controls are: number one, you must seek authorization to bypass the safety control. Number two, make sure that you follow the procedures and that they're fully complied with. And number three, when a barrier is in place due to a safety control being bypassed, permission must be sought to go through that barrier. From my perspective, this life-saving rule is really important to ensure that we place the correct priority on our safety controls in terms of making sure they are working, and or we recognise those that have been inhibited or bypassed. Having worked offshore, I recognise that many of the safety controls that we rely on remain on standby in the background for when they are required. However, the last thing you want is for them not to work in the event of an emergency situation. By following this life-saving rule and the minimum requirements, you really can make a difference to both your safety and those of your work colleagues. My favourite example of this life-saving rule in action is a positive one, and it was brought to my attention while doing one of the platform walkarounds. On this occasion, one of the scaffold team came forward to me and asked me about a safety control, in this case an acoustic detector, that the team had recognised had been inhibited previously, and as I mentioned, via a risk-assessed approach. It was identified during the planning of the task that a safety control had been bypassed, and it was important that the team maintain the integrity of other safety controls, and they recognised this. As part of the task, a scaffold tower was being put up, and it was noticed during the assembly of the scaffolding tower that it had been put up over an infrared detector, another safety control. And in this occasion, it had been blocked by the scaffolding tower. Due to the awareness of the life-saving rule by the scaffolder and the scaffolding team, the team were very much focused on making sure that they had robust safety controls in the area for other work scopes that were being enacted. The scaffolder raised the question to myself and asked what to do next, and highlighted that the team felt that they had blocked the safety control. I like this example for a few reasons. Firstly, it is the fact that those that had bypassed the safety control initially had communicated it, and it had been factored into the planning stage of this scaffolding activity. Secondly, the scaffolding team, and in this case the scaffolder, understood the safety controls in their work area and also the impact that it could have on other work scopes in the area. And finally, the culture on the asset was such that the question could be asked to allow confirmation and learning. Clearly the scaffolder on this occasion got an attaboy at the weekend safety meeting. There are many motivations for us all to develop and promote a positive safety culture. However, the main one is to make sure that each and every one of us working in the industry go home safely, whether we work on or offshore. I'm sure you recognise the importance of life-saving rules and ensure that we all follow the minimum requirements to support each of them. By doing this, we can all make a positive difference to safety across the industry, and we look forward to your support in adopting the life-saving rules and the minimum requirements. Thank you.